I thought, like, damn, this nigga abandoned the team.
I mean, I did kind of bail.
So just everything felt like it was caving in for the first time. Bro, I cried real tears, bro.
Damn.
I never told you that.
No.
No stand-up, now no podcast, no best friend. Like, this nigga's gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we ain't talking. And no light at the end of it. Like, it was the first time I was like, damn, bro, what the fuck am I going to do? We're live.
Woo!
We're doing it live,
Hey,
baby.
we're doing it live. Fuck it. We're doing it live.
We're doing it live.
Hey,
Hassan Ahmad.
hey,
oh, my
Deric.
God. My
Holy
brother.
shit.
It's been... We just start crying. We immediately start crying. It's been so long, dog.
Yeah, it's been so long. It's been like over a year since we've podcasted together.
It's been over a year since we podcasted together, and it's been over
like
3 years since we've had a podcast together.
Oh, right.
That's what motherfuckers don't know.
Right.
It's been a year since we've done a podcast together, but it has been 3 years since we've had a podcast together, and we're back. Yo, welcome to The Solid Show, everybody.
Right.
This is the first episode.
First episode. We're doing it. This is what we're calling it. It's not called Spoil the Beans, so people stop asking.
It's no more Spoil the Beans. Guys, there's no more Spoil the Beans. It ended. Spoil the Beans is done. And that's fine because we're back.
Right. The two of us.
The two of us, which is what you wanted.
Right. Really.
Did you really want Barbershop too? Or did you want me and him, like, what's going on now?
Right.
You know what I mean? We're both fucking married with kids now.
That's not true.
Yes.
No,
What?
not at all. Not at all.
Who are those kids in my house?
Yeah, you got to.
What the fuck?
I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
Oh, no, that's bad. But yeah, so much life has happened. And look, guys, and we'll get into everything. We'll do Spoil the Beans will return. It's not going away. Like,
It'll be a part of this.
it'll be a part of this. We'll explain what this show is. We'll get to all of it. All right, but stop asking us to Spoil the Beans coming back. I get a fucking message a day, and Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? I do get some of you, I took your money.
Oh, yeah. I've been meaning to say that.
Some of you I owe an episode to, and we will pay it back. I will pay it back on this podcast, obviously. I got you guys. I'm not going to just leave you hanging and leave the movie that you requested.
Yeah.
We plan on doing this show until we die.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, Deric did take hundreds of dollars from people.
Thousands of dollars.
Sorry, thousands of dollars. Deric basically committed fraud.
I wasn't expecting the amount of listeners that Spoil the Beans has. And yo, y'all are still listening, which is fire, by the way, that we haven't done the pod in a year and y'all are still downloading like crazy, which is awesome. But yeah, I owe like $900 worth of movies.
Yeah.
Like 9 different people I owe a movie to. But I mean, I didn't expect, the day I put that out there though, I wasn't expecting to get like, I got 100. I was like, what the fuck?
Right.
So we got through like 40 of them. So,
Right.
yeah, but so it was like 9 or 10 left. And I'll get you back. That's what this show will be. Well, don't you worry.
Yeah,
I didn't forget.
We'll definitely have Spoil the Beans episodes and like Spoil the Beans moments on this as well.
Yes. Yes. Hold on, sit up straight. Trying to see how I look on this. This also won't be the studio.
Yeah.
This is to get us going.
Yes, eventually we will have our own place.
Yeah. Oh, and hi, all the people from Kill Tony.
Hey, what's up? I enjoyed that episode. I did tell that guy to kill himself, which I regret in the moment.
Nope, had to be done.
But post episode, I do want to apologize. Just because you sucked at comedy didn't mean you should go back on heroin and kill yourself. That's on me. What I should have said looking back on it is like, hey man, just be a little more truthful and honest in your interview. And I should have been like, hey, die. But you know, we all make mistakes over the course of an episode.
Yeah, and that wasn't one of them. Anyway, I'm excited to bring you guys the Solid Show, or we are excited to bring you guys the Solid Show. We have an awesome producer. Her name is Val. She is a woman. Sorry. Sorry about that. All the listeners. But she has been told she can't speak. And if you saw her right now, she has a muzzle on. So don't even worry about our boys. We got that locked away. But she's the best. And thank you so much, Val, for doing this and for being a part of our first episode. Ehsan, it truly was a journey, my friend.
Right. So yeah, let's our whole idea for this episode is like how we got here.
We're going to tell you guys exactly how we got to this moment right here today.
Right.
I started doing comedy in 2011. Freshly dropped out of college, and I started in Memphis, Tennessee. All right? That's where I started doing comedy. This is fucking 12 years ago. And when I started, It was fun. Like I kind of rose through the ranks in Memphis pretty quick. Then I was like, I gotta get out of here. So I moved to San Diego, California. The reason I moved there is because I had 2 aunts there, and they would let me sleep on their couches. Okay, so that's how I get to San Diego.
I am already.
No, you gotta start from yeah. Well, no, that's right. You're starting from When you started,
yeah. So I am already in San Diego. I'm in college. I absolutely hate it. Just not having a good time. Just very depressed. And I was like, well, I want to do comedy. Let me give it a shot. And I started doing comedy in the city at a little bar called Winston's in front of nobody.
Winston's, I remember that. I've done Winston's.
Just no people, just every week, just standing outside. I wasn't 21 yet, so I'd stand outside, sometimes in the rain, just for like a minute of stage time. That shit was a whole, that was crazy. But yeah, that's so I'm already there. I get on this show. So I'm cocky already. Off top, I'm like, I'm pretty good for like where I'm at. Like, I didn't think I was like a great comic by any means, but I was like, I'm pretty good for where I'm at. I'm pretty funny. I'm writing good stuff. Like I got it. I'm the young guy here. That's how I felt. And then I go to a show at a jiu-jitsu place.
10th Planet.
Eddie Bravo's place.
Yep.
They had
Connections
a show called,
already.
Yeah, already. Had a place called Daves of Our Lives. I go there.
Run by David Zaffra.
Yeah, run by David Zaffra. I go there, I have a good set, and I'm like, hell yeah, that's me, the young guy. And then I see this fucking black dude go up there and kill it. And I was like, fuck.
Brian Simpson's incredible.
No, but I was like, oh shit, there's another guy here that's like young and good.
Yeah, young. I'm 2 years, so you're what, 19?
Yeah, I'm 20.
You're 20, so I'm 22. Yeah. I moved when I was 22, you're right.
Yeah.
So I'm 22.
Yes.
Damn, bro, we was young as shit. Holy fuck, look at us now.
Yeah, we both had hair back then. It was crazy.
No, this is just a bald cap. This is a bald cap. So that is crazy. That is the show we met. That's the show we met. Did we talk?
No.
We didn't talk?
No, we didn't talk. We didn't talk at all. We waited until we didn't talk until like April later that year.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know the exact date. Check this out. So we had this friend named Ryan Hicks.
Yo, yeah, Bill Hicks' nephew.
Bill Hicks' nephew.
He hates when people say that.
Yeah, he hates
that's who he is.
Yeah, he hates when people say that. But he also made sure to tell everyone he was Bill Hicks' nephew almost immediately after meeting him. Yeah. So,
His license plate said Bill Hicks' nephew.
Yeah. He goes, hey, don't tell anyone I'm Bill Hicks' nephew. And then we would talk to everyone and be like, hey, you already told us. It's like, well, what?
I love how he secretly told every person. Right?
Yeah.
like he was telling us he had AIDS or something.
Yeah, but he was like, I go to Madhouse Comedy Club, which is a club on top of a mall, right? And in San Diego, and Ryan goes, it's my birthday, and I never tell anyone it's my birthday. I hate it. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to remember your birthday forever. So it was, this was April 19th, 2020.
2012, 2013.
2013.
Yes.
Yeah. Or 2014. I don't remember.
Had to be 2013.
Yeah, I remember the date, not the year.
Yeah, had to be 2013.
Had to be 2013. I was my third year of school. Yeah. So, yeah, and that's we're at the Madhouse. I was hanging out in the parking lot smoking, and you were leaving to go to American Comedy Company.
Just to watch.
Just to hang out.
Yep.
And I was like, hey, they don't let comics hang out there.
Yeah, I was still that new in this because at that point I was still the reason me and him hadn't gotten cool even after that 10th Planet show is because I was still going like back and forth between LA because I had an aunt that stayed in Fallbrook, so I would stay there and then go back and forth between LA. So I was still not all the way in the San Diego scene. Like everybody knew who I was, but I wasn't there like that yet.
No,
not like that yet.
No.
And then that day on the fucking roof.
Yeah, that day.
You
on
put
the
that
roof.
shit in his best man speech.
My best man speech. Yeah.
You got to go ahead and say that part. Say that part.
Yeah. So the part of the best man speech is we met on the roof, and this is how long ago it was that we had asked each other what is our goal in stand-up comedy. And you said it was to be Bill Cosby, and I said it was to be Woody Allen, and it wasn't weird at the time.
Bro, that shit smashed at the wedding. I mean, he opened with that at the wedding. Oh my God. I mean, such a laugh. Got everybody in the room involved. It was great joke writing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But that shit was, anyway.
It was
But that was real. That is exactly how our first conversation went. Like, literally, those are the words. That's how we got cool. And we talked for hours. We didn't leave the parking lot. We didn't even go in, but we just talked for hours about everything we wanted, and I was like, damn, I fuck with this nigga, bro.
Yeah.
That was my first thought, was like, I knew he was funny already because I liked him when I seen you at the show. So
yeah.
I was like, already a good comic. I know he's a sign, like people like talk about him. He's a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but that night, I remember I was like, all right, like I could, and then you know what's crazy? Since that night, I don't know if I haven't hung out with you.
Right.
Until we stopped hanging out.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a bit.
We'll get to that. But like, I think from that night on, was there a day we didn't speak? Like, for real talk. For years.
So this is how I remember in my head. I would go, because I was still in college. So we would.
We're in college, my nigga. Yeah, that's crazy.
We would see each other every weekend, but like, so during the weekdays I was in school, and weekends you and I would hang out at Matt House every night. It was just you and me.
Yep.
We were the only comics.
And Brian
there.
Simpson worked there.
And Brian Simpson was the booker. He would book the hosts and the Wednesday show.
And then he was the main door guy. He was like the
main door guy. Right.
He was seating and doing all this door guy shit.
But because we were the only ones hanging out, you and me would host every weekend.
Yes.
Right. So we would just like switch off weekends, and then Matt House went to 7 days a week open mic, and we would just switch off hosting the mic. You would host like 4 days, I would host, or you would host 3 days, I would host 3 days. Brano would host a day.
Yep.
Right. So there would be like a roving host one of those days. But we would just,
and that started us being together every day. Where it's like, oh, now we are like locked in, bro. Like,
yeah.
You know, it's funny, but you know, we were tight, but we were comedy friends still. Because like when did we start like hanging out in real life?
When I moved into, I moved away from my college friends in my dorms, and I moved into Matt Lockwood, one of our good friends, Matt Lockwood. He had a house, and I moved into that house, and then you started coming over.
And that's when we became friends.
Yeah,
like, we're not like where it was like, oh, I fuck with this guy for real. We just started doing shit together. Like my NFL friends came and hang. And
right, that was a big day for me.
Big day.
Yeah, that was a big day. So Derek's NFL friends.
Darren Bates. Oh, shout out to Raw Room, one of the biggest podcasts, one of the biggest sports podcasts. Yeah, he's a guy. By the way, Darren Bates from Raw Room. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, so Darren Bates from Raw Room comes with a couple of his
Trent
friends.
Richardson?
Yeah, not Trent Richardson.
Jack Rabbit?
Trey Mason.
I'm sorry, Trey Mason. Yeah. Jack Rabbit.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Janoris Jenkins.
Janoris Jenkins.
Right. And I guess they're all retired now, hopefully. I'm about to say this.
We'll edit it if it's not. We'll check. We'll
check. Because I know Jack Rabbit was on the Niners last year.
That's what I'm saying. He actually still might be playing.
So
we'll decide to leave his name in or not.
Yeah. But it was the same.
I think he's rapping now.
Oh, I hope so. It was the same day. It was the same day I took my test to go to graduate school. My parents were making me take a test to go to graduate school, and right before the test starts, Deric calls and goes, "Hey, my 3 friends in the NFL need weed. You're the only person I know with a card." Because at that time it wasn't legal in California yet.
Yep, and I didn't have a card.
You didn't have a card, and I had a card. And so I had to make the decision of, do I want to go to grad school, or do I want to be a guy who ends up in these situations?
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I was like, I would rather be a guy that ends up in these situations, because this is a much better story than going to grad school.
Well, let me tell you I'm wrong. I feel like you were already a comedian. You were you identified as a comedian, no longer as a student or whatever that career was gonna be, neuroscience, right?
Yeah, that's why that's my degree.
Yeah, so it's like I think you stopped identifying. You were a comedian, bro. When I met you, you were a comedian.
Right.
And then we were hanging out at this point, you're a fucking comedian.
And at that point, all my friends are comedians too.
Everybody, you were with us every night, every day.
Right.
Like, we're smoking weed together. We're together every single day.
Right.
7 days a week.
I was like, oh, I get to sell weed to fucking NFL players? This is great.
You got super buddy with him?
Yeah. Janoris Jenkins had a interception return for a touchdown.
Yep.
And I felt like
Yeah, we went to the game the next day.
It was a great game.
And it was a great game.
Great game.
Chargers, Rams.
Rams, yeah. Great game. Rams lost because Sean Hill threw an interception in the end zone.
Yep.
On the game-winning play.
Crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, Janoris Jenkins had like a 99-yard interception return for a touchdown. And I was like, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
And then, the play before something like...
Oh, the play before, so there's the 2 other big plays was, at one point, Janoris got burnt.
That's what it was.
He recovered, forced a fumble.
Mm-hmm. And we were like, man, he is having a game because of the Hassan Ahmad.
Yeah, he's having a game because I gave him some brownies. Yeah. And I was so happy to sell these NFL players weed that I just gave him face value for it. I didn't make any money off of it.
No, it was just, you were just being a good guy.
Yeah.
It was for the story.
Yeah. And someone was like, you should have made money off of it. I was like, I didn't even think. I was just so happy to be in
And
the
you know what else? I
situation.
thank you for not, because it is like one of my best friends from fucking freshman year of high school.
Yeah,
and thanks
hey.
for not robbing him. I appreciate that. This isn't just like some random NFL player. It's a dude who's friends with you now.
Right.
But yeah, so like that I remember. I remember that day being like, damn, you know, like damn, like I remember that day just being like, oh, the grad school day.
Right.
Because I remember you being like, oh, I'm not doing it. I remember talking to you about it, like, damn, for real. Like, this is after all the NFL shit. And it was like, damn, you had a crazy ass day.
Yeah.
I remember that. And so that's really when we became best. I'd say me and you became around best friends right around this time.
Right,
when
right.
it was like, well, damn, I'm hanging with this nigga, like,
Right. You were sleeping on our couch.
sleeping on your couch. I'm with you 24/7. We do comedy together, like,
When my car broke down, you drove me everywhere.
drove
Remember
you
that?
everywhere.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. I had a car at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, bro. So me and my boy been together like that. And then I get a job at the Madhouse as a door guy. He gets a job at the La Jolla Comedy Store as a door guy. But we're locked in.
Right.
Still locked in.
There were so many nights where I would go to Madhouse in my La Jolla Comedy shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like do door guy stuff. I'd help see people.
You helped me out a lot, bro.
Yeah. That's
And-
because you were the only door guy. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was like me and like, but it was like they, you know, just shitty, you know, C-level club.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I loved it. It was, you know, they gave us so much stand-up. Without them, me, Brian Simpson, a lot of us, bro. Taylor Thompson, a lot of niggas who ate because of that place.
Right. A
Like
lot.
who got good because of that place.
It's the key always is if there's any young comics listening is stage time, and Madhouse would just give us just buttloads of stage time.
So that's where we were.
Right.
That's where we were every night. It was
Right.
like, bro, we go where the stage time is at. You know what I'm saying? So locked in, but you know, still like best friends.
Right.
Still absolutely best friends. Then he gets a job. We both auditioned though.
Yes.
The first time we both auditioned for the Comedy Store. He got the job. I didn't get the job.
That's right, baby.
He got the job, bro.
Yeah, I got the job. Oh, they had auditions.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had me, and I knew after the audition I got the job too. Just the way the door guys were treating me. They were treating me like I got the job. I remember that.
And you know what? And we promised we were going to be honest and vulnerable this episode.
Right.
And so we'll start here. That was the first time in our friendship I had to face like jealousy, like real talk. Like I have to decide how I feel. Obviously, I want the job too, nigga. It's the
Right.
Comedy Store, you know what I mean? Like I
Right.
auditioned, I want that job.
Right.
My boy got it. I did not get it. He is now moving to LA. I am staying in San Diego.
Right.
Like I had to, you know what I'm saying? Where you like, fuck, bro.
Right. I remember we were going to Everest and I just started crying.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, you
Yeah,
remember this,
yeah,
bro?
yeah.
It was a big deal. Because
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
and you're so happy for your boy, but I'm also like, damn, bro, we ain't like, I know how life is. Like, bro, when niggas move away, that's it.
Right. Yeah, because at
I
this
could have
point,
just been a San Diego guy forever. You could have moved. Like, who knows how life goes?
we talked about this is the point where our we talked about it back then. This is the point where our paths diverge.
It was the first point. It was the first time I was like, damn, we're about to go on like,
Right.
I'm staying in San Diego. Was Sam in my life yet?
No.
I hadn't met my wife yet.
No.
It's right about to happen, but
It's
I had
about
not.
to happen. It's
So
about
I
to
hadn't even met my wife. I'm just like, damn, bro, I'm losing my best friend. Brian had already dipped.
No.
Brian hadn't left yet, so still had Brian. Thank God. But like Brian's about to leave.
Brian's about
Because
to
everyone
leave.
left immediately. It happened like boom, boom, boom.
Right. I think something about me leaving.
It opened the floodgate.
Yeah, I don't think people expected me to be the one that left. So everyone was like, "Oh shit, Ehsan left, and we gotta go."
Boom, boom, boom. Everybody just dipped.
Right.
But that was the first time in our friendship, bro. Like I was like, damn, bro. Like I wonder. Like, I mean, you know, you just like not like it, but you wonder, like, damn. And I remember you crying at Mount Everest, bro, because the movie was terrible.
The movie was terrible, but at the same time, I was like, I'm about to climb the Mount Everest.
Yo, he was- but also, I'll give you this. He was edibled up.
Yeah.
You were edibled up crazy, so you were really connected to Jake Gyllenhaal. Like it was wild. Bro.
I can't do edibles.
No, you can't.
I freak out every time. I don't know why I take them. Every time I'm like, I can handle this, and 2 hours in, I'm like, I'm paranoid. It's awful.
Yeah, bro. So that, I mean, I think about that. I think about that point in our friendship. That was the point where the first time I had to like really ask myself, like just be happy for your boy, bro.
Yes.
You got to truly decide, man. Like, and that was one of the moments in my life, like a character moment. You know what I'm saying? Not say because I was, but not jealous. It was like jealous, but like in a way of like, not like, oh man, like my comedy. Like I always know I'm that nigga with stand up, but it was like, damn, bro, like, where's our careers gonna go? You know what I'm saying? And like, are you really happy for your boy? But then, you know, just like your human instinct, bro, you start worrying about yourself.
Right.
Which is terrible. You shouldn't. But like, you know what I mean? But I'm glad that like the moment that happened and he moved to LA, and bro, he moved to LA, and I still was with this nigga every day.
Yeah, it was. Well, you were also booking the club at the time.
So I would come up. So yeah, it would go ahead.
I was gonna say the lineups you were booking at Madhouse were insane.
That was crazy time.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Every comic you know now
was on the Madhouse.
Was at the Madhouse, my nigga.
Yeah.
For $25 a show.
Yeah, free food.
Crazy.
Free food.
Free food.
Yeah.
That's why you were coming.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Stay on some guy's floor.
Yeah.
He had to deal with his ferrets.
And his ferret, you can sleep. We were like, hey, bro, we have a place for you to sleep, but he has ferrets.
He has ferrets, and ferrets suck.
Yeah, they rob you, bro.
Yeah, they're not cool. They're not cool. Ferrets aren't cool.
Bro, they literally will go, they find out what is most precious to you.
Yeah, and they steal it.
And they steal it and they hide it.
Yeah, Meaty.
His name was Meaty.
His name was Meaty. He was awful. I thought we were going to be friends, too, and I was like, oh, Meaty sucks.
Bro, he would take Hassan's wallet and, like, put it places.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just Hassan's wallet. It was crazy,
yeah,
bro.
Fuck Meaty, dog.
Yeah, that was a wild thing.
All my homies hate Meaty.
Yeah. But, bro, I remember, luckily, that kept us, as far as friendship was, that kept us close because I'm booking the Madhouse. So he was on, the Madhouse is a showcase every weekend, right? So, Hassan, you did what? 3 a month?
Yeah, I did. I felt like I did 3 a month, and then I would host.
Some months, occasionally, you do the whole thing.
Yeah. So I would host too. I would host this was huge too. We would call it the all-day host, where you'd host the first 2 shows and then the mic afterwards. So you're hosting from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Yep.
And so it's a full 7-hour hosting gig.
It's crazy.
That shit was crazy.
And we did that so much.
We did that so much.
Made it that bro. That's I attribute every reason to being at least good at stand up now, or at least decent, getting pretty damn good at it.
Right.
Is hosting.
Right.
Motherfucking hosting, dog. That shit get you good, bro. Like to every young comic listening, bro. Host. Cold open, bro. And just so you know,
we still cold
open it, bro.
Yeah.
My whole week this week. Cold opening for now. It's better. I'm cold open for Joe Rogan and Andrew Schultz. But my nigga, I still have to go up first. The job is not different. The venue's different, but the job is the same.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I would say the pressure's higher.
Yeah.
You're cold opening for 2 of the biggest comics in the world, as opposed to just some mic on top of a mall.
Yeah,
on
a
dying
weekly
mall
basis.
In San Diego. Yeah.
But the reason I can do this on a weekly basis and cold open for those guys, the reason you can is because we did it every day on top of them all.
We did every day on top of it all. When we
For years.
When we worked at the Comedy Store, we would do it at the Comedy Store all the time, like cold open.
Don't ever stop.
This is the best way to become better at comedy.
So, I'm booking a sign, and then I'm going up to LA every chance I get, and I meet my wife.
Right.
This is around the time I meet my wife.
You meet.
So
Sam
I meet Sam right around here, but me and my boy locked in. Then one day I get a text from Adam Egan. I remember this. I get a text in October, like right around my birthday, and I had just come up because I was coming up all the time to sleep on Hassan's floor.
Yeah, I at the time I lived in a house with 17 people.
Yep, in LA.
In a hat closet. Laurel Hardy's hat closet.
Laurel Hardy's, not just any hat closet.
Yeah, not Laurel Hardy, Oliver Hardy. From Laurel and Hardy.
I knew it was from the dude from that.
Yeah. He had a hat closet that I lived in with 3 other dudes. One of them was Keith Ray.
Now door guy at the Mothership. Guys, keep going. Comedy's long.
Comedy's long. But yeah, he would sleep on my floor, so he'd be like the 18th person.
Yeah, I would crash at in this house full of all these people.
Yeah, and it was on the ground.
On the ground, but it was a place to free to sleep in LA, and I can ride with him to the Comedy Store, and he can get me up. So and Adam Egan seeing me, who's now the booker of the Mothership, bro.
Right.
Connections, life is crazy.
Right.
Fucking finally, I get the text from Adam Egan. I get the Comedy Store job.
Right.
Me and my wife get out of San Diego, and we moved in November 2016 to LA.
I do want to brag for a second. I do think I was a very big part of getting all the San Diego guys into the Comedy Store.
Because all of us ended up becoming door guys. Yeah. Brian Simpson, me, Ehsan Amada himself, Jeffrey Berner, another good friend of ours who is a part of this journey. We just haven't mentioned, but he's a part of all this.
Yeah.
Matt Lockwood, another friend of ours who we mentioned.
With Brian, especially because Brian, I had lied to get him up on the mic, and that's where Adam saw him, and that's like it all started there. Yeah, it all started there with Berner. I wrote an email to Curtis. I was like, you gotta hire this guy.
I'm assuming you put in a word for me. You didn't.
Yeah. Well, you were always with me too.
Yeah, I was just always with you, so he knew we were boys. He knew it was just.
So that's a whole different thing.
Yeah. But yeah, that is fire that you did get everybody in at the comedy. So cut to all the boys now are from San Diego. This is crazy. Yeah. All the boys are now in LA.
Yeah.
The whole crew, nigga. These are the people who are the groomsmen at my wedding, bro. The niggas standing behind me, you can see the picture, is the same niggas from San Diego.
Yeah.
who moved to LA, and now we're all there, okay? And we're all working. We're all fucking hustling in LA now, doing the same shit we were doing in San Diego.
Yeah.
And it took, so we're 2016, so yeah.
2016, late 2016.
Late 2016, early 2017, which is...
Because we moved in together in 2017.
And we met 2012.
Yes.
So think about that.
2013, we met 2013.
2013. So that, you see what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
It's only been that amount of time, but it's like, damn, okay. Now we're at the Comedy Store. Life is good.
Yeah.
This is how crazy life is, bro. The reason I'm cool with Joe Rogan right now, I saw this guy one day work in the parking lot, and I'm working the patio at the Comedy Store. And Louis Anderson, it's Monday, and Louis Anderson pulls in.
The Jets are playing on Monday Night Football.
The Jets playing Monday Night Football. So it's early, too, so nobody's there. That's the best part about the Monday shift when you have patio. You're like, I'm here early, and I can just watch the game on the patio, and no one's going to be here but comics. Okay, you know what I mean? But nobody's really going to be here.
Right.
Bro, Louis Anderson pulls in. He is listening to the game in the car.
Yes. And me and Louis start talking about how bad
you go ahead, yeah.
Me and Louis start talking about how bad the Jets are now.
You go up to park his car.
Yeah, I go up to park his car, and we're talking about, and then he's listening to the radio.
I remember he asked you, he said, hey, can I listen to the game? Can I sit here and keep listening to the game?
Yeah.
And it was early, so you were like, oh, no problem.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And we start talking about how bad the Jets are, which is if we talk about connections and circles, if you know me, I have this viral Jets joke now all of a sudden. But we start talking about how bad they are now because they just came out of that period where they were kind of good and they were like fighting for AFC championship games. Like, I mean, that was maybe like 5-6 years ago at that point, but we're talking about how like crazy bad they are now.
Yeah.
And we really bond over that. And then Louis offers me theater dates just because I'm talking to him about the Jets.
Parking lot.
He gives me 2 theater dates, one in Saratoga, my parents' hometown, and one at Largo.
Wow.
It's the only time I've ever performed at Largo's with Louis Anderson.
I was at that show.
You were at that show, yeah.
I came with you. I had to come hang.
But
that was also was the first theater. I had to be like, whoa, he's opening for Louis. Yeah, at this time we're like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy that this is happening.
Yeah, all just from parking cars at the Comedy Store. That's all it was.
Yep.
That's all it was. That was a very powerful shift. I remember the first time I ever met Bill Burr, because I was the one parking his car, he got out of his car and introduced himself to me. And I was like, this is a fucking crazy shift.
Yeah.
In what world would that happen?
Bro, I see him having him. I go up to the management that night and go, hey, I want to work the lot. I want to work the lot, bro. Nigga didn't even have to tell me. Because I tell people now, like, hey, if you're at the Comedy Store, work the parking lot. That's how you meet everybody. But I saw it with my own eyes. Nobody even had to tell me. I was like, oh, I need to be right there. That's where the action happens. And that's how I got cool with Joe fucking Rogan. Joe fucking Rogan pulled in one night. First time he saw me, big hug. What's up, bro? I'm Deric. Nice to meet you. New door, blah, blah, blah. Whoop de whoop. Cut to now, we work out. We work out together. This shit, life is long, baby. So, but at the whole point of this is we are locked in. We are locked in. At this time, right when I moved there, we start a podcast.
Yes. So we think about starting a podcast.
We've been thinking about it for what, a year? We've been mulling it over for a year.
A long time. The podcast, I always posted, I always tried to pitch him a podcast where he talks about like basketball called Posting Up. I always thought that would have been a great podcast.
I thought it was a little limited, but I like it. But I was like, this might be very, very, very niche.
And then one day I come back. We move in together. We have an apartment.
We move in LA together. So now we're living together with my wife.
Yes.
We're girlfriend at the time, but wife.
Yes. So it's Deric, his girlfriend at the time, now wife, and Trey Stewart.
Another guy we started with, who made all these journeys with us, which is crazy.
Yeah. So we're just chilling in the living room one day. And you just start describing to me Barbershop 3.
Because me and Sam had just watched Barbershop 3.
Yeah.
And Ehsan comes home. Me and Sam had just watched the whole movie, and Ehsan walks through the door. I remember this.
Right.
And we're sitting there chilling, and I was like, bro, you won't believe what happened in Barbershop 3.
Yeah.
And he's like, what could happen? You were like, obviously, like, what could happen in Barbershop 3? And then I told him the whole thing, and it was the most fun. We were screaming, laughing.
Right.
I told him the entire thing.
And we were like, after you were done, we were like, this is the podcast.
Yep.
This is the podcast.
That is the podcast.
Yeah.
And that is how Spoil the Beans started.
And we didn't have a name. We came up with the name Spoil the Beans. We recorded the first episode, and you said Spoil the Beans accidentally.
I meant to say Spill the Beans, and I said Spoil the
Beans.
Beans.
Spoil the Beans, and I was like, that's the name.
That's the name.
That's the name.
And that is how we named the fucking podcast.
That's how we named the podcast.
Damn.
That's how we named the podcast. We recorded it at the Comedy Store.
Yep, the Comedy Store basement.
The Comedy Store basement. Yeah, we did it there. And then that was the first 3 episodes. And then we had Gabe.
Yep, we had a producer named Gabe. Our first Val.
Our first Val. Producer named Gabe, who he now is the producer of Stiff Socks.
Gabe.
Yeah.
Congrats, bro. I didn't know you. I thought you were dead. I just knew you were fucking dead, bro. Shout out, yo, Blaustein and Trevor.
Yeah.
Thank you for keeping our boy alive. Holy fuck, man.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
Yo, shout out Stiff Socks and Gabe.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That was our first producer, though.
Our first producer went on to bigger and much
Went
better things.
way better. Crazy bigger, better things. But I'll say this. Because it wasn't like we were like, he was supposed to be, like we picked him or something.
Yeah.
Like we've picked Val, which is why we kind of don't. No, we picked Val. Val fucking got this job. Whereas this dude was just at the studio we were at. And it just so happened to be gay. But I do remember he liked our, like, it was fun. He was there. I like making him laugh the whole time. I was like, damn, this is fun. I like that because this nigga has to watch a bunch of pods all day.
Right.
And the fact that we got him going the whole time made me, I always liked that about Gabe.
Yeah. Like
is that he was willing to laugh.
Yeah, we know we had a good episode when Gabe was laughing.
Just dying, bro.
Yeah, Gabe always loved my guesses because they were so bad.
They were so crazy.
Yeah.
They were so crazy. But that's how Spoiled of Being started. So now we're doing a podcast together. So now we have our friendship for the first time as business ties.
Yeah, it's like business, like a business relationship as well.
Business relationship. I will say this. All right, and I'll let you talk. I mean, let's talk.
Okay.
Is this when you feel like, because I feel like we're in such a healthy place now, but it did take a long time to get here.
Right.
Did you feel like at that time, when Spoiled of Being started, it was like the first time maybe in our friendship we kind of started having like issues, like you just like more or power struggle or just something?
I think also it was an issue of that, the fact that we have that, and the fact that we were living together. I don't think,
and
when
the sketches.
Yeah.
We were doing 3 things together. Oh, we didn't even so also during this podcast time, I'm filming, and I'm not shitting. I'm not exaggerating.
Right.
Like 3 sketches a day.
Right.
Sometimes 4 or 5.
Right.
7 days a week.
Right.
So we're doing that, and we're doing Spoil the Beans.
Yeah. And then we're also living together.
And we're living together.
Yeah, which is,
and we work together at the Comedy Store.
Yeah. So it's like...
and are we at Brendan's shop yet or no?
No, we're not. This is
okay, not yet.
We're not at shop yet. So, but that's when things started getting strained. And then when they say, like, don't live with your friends, I think that's what I really got to see that there, because it's like,
and they definitely say don't live with your business partner.
Yeah.
That one they really say.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, because also it's like you're a couple that's like clearly serious, so y'all need your space.
Facts.
On top of your
we were really
individual
serious.
space.
Yeah,
you were really serious, and so it's like a lot of the time, if you want to go, the living room is just dominated by y'all.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And then y'all are loud. It's not like I could. It's not like I could get a reprieve. So it's like sometimes y'all would be talking about me, which is fine, which is whatever, but I can hear all of it. But I can hear all of it. It's like that's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to talk shit about me and behind my back, like a normal person. Not like Ehsan's like this. Is what Ehsan's right here. What do you mean?
Yo, Sam's a bitch, bro.
Oh yeah, it was just Sam.
I never said a word. You know what it would be. I didn't say nothing. I can't believe she talked about you like that. That's what I would say. I can't believe. I'd be like, no, my wife. Oh, bro, that woman's the best. Yeah, she really hated you. But you feel what I'm saying? I feel like that, bro. When all that happened was the first time me and you would ever start getting into it.
Yeah.
We never got into it really.
No.
Until then.
Until then, yeah. But it's just all the time. Like I remember one time I didn't want to do sketches. I just wanted to write.
Yes.
And you were like, I thought you were in on this, and you were like, because at that point we were talking to All Things Comedy, and we're like, well, let's split this 50. You guys get 50. If we do something with All Things Comedy, you get 50%. I get 25%. Sam gets 25%.
Yeah.
That was the breakdown. And then a week later, I was like, hey, I need to write. And we got in an argument, and you were like, well, I'm giving you 50% of it. What am I giving you 25% of? And I didn't say it, but at the time I was like, 25% of what? We're making no money. We're making zero money.
Yet.
Yeah. You're offering me 25% of nothing?
Yeah.
But
that's real talk, bro. We were getting it. I was hot. Because I was just like, bro, come on, we working. But right. I get it that it wasn't, I mean, looking back, it wasn't fair because it's like, damn, bro, me and Sam also got to dominate the living space. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot, bro.
Mm-hmm. And so it's like the my daily writing routine, and I was going to the gym back then every day too. So that was like when I started losing that because we were working all the time. I was like, I have to start going back to this.
Yeah.
Because it's like you need it's just a person. You need
And
space.
you also dealing with your own shit, bro. That's remember when
Right.
you started. Like, is this when you started playing like softball and all that
Yeah, I
stuff?
was still depressed, so I was like, I got to start doing things. I started playing softball. I started playing basketball.
And it couldn't just be work.
Yeah. It couldn't all be work because everything is like I'm always at the store. I'm always. I mean, even now, like I have to force myself to do things.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, I'll just be working all the time.
We'll be sucked in.
Yes.
You know,
And we are making like 1 million sketches a day.
we were
It's
making
insane.
it was insane, bro. So the amount of work that we were putting in was, but we were trying. I mean, bro, still are. We were like, yo, we got to make it, bro. But the reason we were putting the sketches were like not going viral, but the scene was talking. Like everyone at like all the comics were like coming up.
Yeah.
Like even like Rogan and shit were coming up to us like, yo, I like y'all sketches.
That's
And it
the
was
sketches.
like, yo, what the fuck? Like everybody was like talking. Like it was nice that everybody at the store was like, yo, they dropped dope sketches.
Right.
And it was like, oh, that's fucking cool.
Right. And it was nice when we get to really like got to show off our like there were some sketches where it's like different ideas. Like everyone got to put in their ideas.
Everyone got to put in their ideas. It was very collaborative.
It was very collaborative. And like there were some of those sketches where like, oh, like my acting was really good. Like I really look back at some of those and be like, oh, I can act.
Sam especially too.
Sam is the best actor.
But you're watching.
I
Like,
was
damn,
the best
Sam
actor
can act.
of all of us.
There was one where you're like, damn, like you just picked the right scene for the right person. It's like, oh, Hassan's killing this.
Yeah.
You know, so
I still remember the one time I was Tyrion Lannister. And I was like, oh, I was Tyrion Lannister.
you were Tyrion
I
Lannister,
was
bro. That
Tyrion
was
Lannister.
crazy.
That was crazy.
Get you killed.
Yeah.
It could get me killed.
Hey, you remember the line? Yeah. It could get me killed.
Well, yeah, bro. I remember every line. I had to edit all of them.
Yeah.
So they're all, these million sketches are just lodged into my brain.
Yeah.
But that was, in our friendship, for sure, the first time that like things were like, all right, we kind of get into it now a little bit, but we living together, whatever. But kind of like looking past it, not really acknowledging it.
Right.
But that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else? I hope that after this episode comes out, like I want to see like everybody do this. I want to see like Santino and Bobby Lee. Like, I want to know.
Yeah.
Like I want to know all their fucking shit. How did they get there?
What happened?
Yeah, but so that happens. Then I get to start opening for Brendan Schaub.
Well, you get King and the Sting.
I get King and the Sting.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy gets a job on King and the Sting. So if you go watch the first like 50 episodes of King and the Sting,
right.
I'm the guy. I'm Val.
Yeah.
It was the first time I was Val.
Yeah. And it's my laptop. So if you watch those episodes, you'll see it has there's like a Niners logo on the laptop because I was like.
And then it becomes a Spoil the Beans.
It becomes a Spoil the Beans logo. But the first few episodes is the Niners thing because I was like, well, if it's going to be my laptop, you're going to have to see the Niners logo all the time. that was my thought. It was like, everyone's going to know. Everyone's going to think Derek's a huge Niners fan.
Yeah. So that what was going on, bro. So like we're using Hassan's laptop for this gigantic podcast.
Yeah.
And we're on King of this thing. And like I'm on King of this thing, and then I'm getting cool with my boy Brendan. And shout out to him. He's the first person to ever take me on the road. But he was cool enough to be like, yo, who else? Like, who should host? Yada, yada. He didn't even ask.
So what happened was before you got King of this thing, I had opened for Brendan one time in San Jose. Remember that? I had opened for Brendan one time in San Jose. I was the host. Brendan really liked me, and he'd see me around the store. Fast forward, you get King of this thing. Brendan comes and asks you to watch his set and give him notes.
Yes, and I was like, I got you.
It's my day off. You go, bro, you got to come in. You don't know what's going to happen. So
I told you that.
I come in. We both give him notes. Brendan knows who I am. Brendan knows who you are. Brendan invites us to start writing with him. And from there, we start going on the road with him.
Yep. And that's how we go on a full, both of us, which is crazy, with my best friend, bro.
Right.
Locked in still.
Right, crazy.
You see what I'm saying? With my boy, like this is how like our relationship is, like we've been
staying in hotel rooms.
Staying in hotel rooms together and going back home and living togetger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We are fucking at this point also.
Yeah.
That is important to mention.
It was so much. I remember that was I was always nervous that you would judge the girls that I would bring around. So remember that, like, every time you went out of town, I had sex. Like, it was like a weird thing. Like,
bro, if I was out of town, this thing was so happy.
Yeah. When you were out of town, I was like, well, also it's like because they're gonna just hear you talking about us. The walls are so big.
And then we'll hear you fucking. It would have been a lot. It would have been a lot.
It was a lot. So, but I do remember that. Like, that was a huge part of the thing. It was like when you go out of town, it's like I knew I'd get laid. It was like I was. Different beast in that time. It was crazy. It was crazy, like flip the switch.
Damn, bro.
I always thought that was one of the funniest aspects of us living together.
Yeah, it was weird.
Is that whenever you were out of town, I was 100% getting laid, and I knew it.
It was a close relationship.
Yeah.
It was a close relationship. So yeah, now we're out on the road with Brendan.
Mhm.
All right, and life's great, getting paid, fat.
Mhm. Yeah,
like-
Brendan really took care of us.
Yeah, took great care of us.
He's the reason why both of us got to quit our jobs as door guys.
I was just about to say that. So I quit because I quit my job 1st, and then a few months later,
A few months later, I quit.
and then Hassan quit, and everything's good. Yada yada. Life's great.
Mhm.
All right, we're locked in. Nothing could go wrong. I remember saying this. On March 12th, 2020, I said, Hassan, what could ever go wrong?
We're in Seattle when the first.
The week before.
No. We're in Seattle when the first people die of COVID. In Seattle,
That's what happened.
We're in Seattle.
Because then we came home. We went to a Kings game.
We went to a LA Kings game.
Yep.
And then the world shut down.
We were on a flight. I'll tell the story because Brendan, this is the funniest shit you've ever done, my nigga.
Yeah.
Yo, so this
We're on a flight to Atlanta.
So we're all right. So we're on tour. We're on tour with Brendan, bro. Like this, bro. Like we're literally all about to go to Europe. The Europe dates are what? A couple weeks away.
And then April.
So it's nigga, we're about to go to fucking London for the first time. Me and it, like, bro, we're like, do comedy
Ireland.
overseas. We've never done comedy overseas. Like, this is gonna be crazy. Like, what a year. We're going to Atlanta. That week we're supposed to do Atlanta and New Orleans.
Right.
That's what we were doing that week. We were doing a theater in Atlanta and then a theater in New Orleans.
Yeah. On the way to Atlanta.
This is March 13th, 2020.
On the Uber ride to the airport, to LAX. We're looking, Sebastian Maniscalco cancels his date.
Ali Wong,
who's in New Orleans.
Who's gonna be where we at.
Cancels her dates. And we were like, hey,
yo, Brendan,
Brendan.
Everyone's canceling, bro. Should we get on this plane?
Yeah.
And I quote, stop being fucking pussies. That's what you said, nigga. You were like, stop being pussies. It's all fake news. None of this is real.
The boomer
and we were
virus.
like, yo, Ali Wong canceled. And she were like, she's fucking Asian. And it was like, what does that have to do with anything, my nigga? You were going crazy. I get it, though. You were like, yo, fuck this. And I understand that was a knee-jerk reaction. It was like, fuck all this. Like, it's not real.
Right.
And you ended up being right, bro. It wasn't real.
Yeah.
But at the time, my nigga.
In the long term, you ended up being right.
You were so right. But at the time, nigga, shut the fuck up. You were so clearly wrong.
Yeah. Well, just no, because no one knew. It was all scary. And then we land in Atlanta.
Bruh.
And he goes, hey, the shows are canceled. He never flew out. So he
goes,
let us...
hey guys, I'm still in LA. He goes, crazy. Shows got canceled. Crazy. That's what he said. Shows got canceled. Crazy. Anyway, he goes, do you want, I remember this. He goes, do you want me to fly y'all back?
Or do you want to have a vacation?
Or do you want to have a vacation in Atlanta, New Orleans? We were like, nigga, the world is ending. What the fuck? I'm finna go get a baguette. Get the fuck, fly me home, you dumbass. The fuck are you talking about? Yo.
I remember that hotel that didn't have an elevator.
Yeah, so we had to go take the stairs. Oh
We
my
had to take
god.
the stairs.
What did we ate? We ate fucking like Hard Rock.
Hard Rock
Cafe.
That was the last restaurant I ate at till I moved to Austin.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we go through that together, bro. We went
Yeah.
through the day. I'm not even with my wife. I'm with this nigga. We telling my wife like, yo, get water,
Yeah,
get toilet paper.
yeah.
You know, you're like rob niggas. We were like, yo, Q, do what you got to do, baby.
We found this international, and random person on the internet was like, don't go to Safeway and stuff. Go to like international markets, especially these Chinese markets, because people are too racist right now to go to those. And bro, those were stocked, filled, had toilet paper,
food,
no line, food, like great meat.
Yep.
Like if you went to the Chinese markets in early 2020s, you were,
especially in LA.
Yeah, especially in LA, you were eating good, and you weren't in that like rush, that crazy rush that people were in.
Yeah, it's that was a crazy time.
Right,
But we went through that together.
Yeah, I would say sort of differences about what we thought COVID was led us to sort of a split with Brendan.
Oh yeah. That split. The funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
We were like, hey, bro, like the Comedy Store closed. I remember we said, no, we were like, Brendan, it looks like I remember you were like, yo, I think the Comedy Store is going to be closed. Like, Comedy Store's closed. You're like, I think it's going to be closed for a year. And he was like, that's fucking retarded. Why are you guys being such big pussies?
Yeah.
Cut to 3 years later. The Comedy Store opens back up finally.
Yeah, the Comedy Store was closed for a year and a half.
Yeah, like, bro,
Yes.
it's exactly what we said.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened.
But again, he ended up being right about the whole thing. It was all fake. It was all fake and crazy.
Yeah, ironically, like that was probably the right mindset to have about the whole thing.
that is what makes it.
That makes it. That's what makes it hilarious.
Hilarious. But so we go through that. You gotta understand. So now me and my nigga are locked in the house together.
Oh yeah. And then we just go crazy.
That's when everything really went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything went crazy because it's like. Literally, we're losing our minds. We're getting into it about everything.
I wouldn't leave the house. I was afraid.
He wouldn't leave the house. So and I'm like kind of not where Brennan is, but like not that far on. Like it was fake yet. But I was already on the like, man, this seems like some bullshit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like what the, I was just kind of like, what the fuck is you were more like, no, this is crazy. And
right.
I was still like 50. I was like, but as time kept going, you could tell that we were splitting on that as well.
Right.
And we started getting into it more. But then again, everyone was getting into it.
Yeah,
like all of our friends. Like Brian was losing his mind.
I remember Brian and Matlock were getting a huge fight over who's a bigger villain, Voldemort or some 80s villain that Brian brought up. And when the answer was clearly Voldemort. But
and also, I remember they almost got into a fight. Was Steve Nash like worthy of an MVP? It was like a crazy argument. Like it was like a crazy argument.
Yeah.
But yeah, like niggas was fighting over shit like that, bro. Like just getting into it each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that definitely. But me and you were like, all right, we're gonna ride this out. And so we rode it out for like from March through September.
Yes.
We stayed in LA that long, just paying rent, locked in the house.
Yeah,
long.
Doing Spoil the Beans.
Mm-hmm. And that's all we were doing. And we were doing so many episodes because we were dropping 2 a week at that time, right?
Yeah.
We
were dropping 2 a week.
We were dropping 2 a week, and we were banking because we were like, all right, well, we'll stay in LA until September if it doesn't open back up, and then after that, we'll go back home because we just can't. Also, we just can't afford this. This is
it was unfeasible, and being in LA during the pandemic was awful. Like,
fuck that.
LA as a city sucks ass. Like, what was fun about LA was the people and the stuff you could do.
And the food.
But when you could do none of that, you're just like, I'm just like locked in with crazy people.
Yeah, this sucks.
Yeah, I was absolutely losing my mind. Having panic attacks. It was crazy.
Yeah. So, I
started working for a campaign.
You did.
A house campaign.
You were doing all kinds of shit.
Yeah, some guy was running for the house, and I was their social media director. And then I was like, I don't really believe in this campaign. I didn't think that. I was like, what am I doing? I don't. That's crazy.
Also, it's just like, because like, what do you do? The moment you start doing something else outside of this world, it's like, what am I doing? Like, this is the world I'm in.
We thought comedy we thought stand up was over.
I mean, not forever, but like, it's definitely over right now. It was like, after a few months, you had to accept that, like, okay, doing stand up on a stage in front of an audience is done right now.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't think you remember because when they kept moving the time, we were like, is this over forever?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like that.
They were doing that to us. It was just like insane how because it was first the 2 weeks, then it kept going, then it kept going, then it kept going, and then you would hear like, oh, till September, and it's like, oh, is this done? Are we done? And then we had nothing going on. Like, it's not like Spoil the Beans was like super popular and we were making money off of it. So we had just become full-time comedians and just lost everything.
Yeah, that's what was crazy. We just put it like, oh, we're full-time comics, and that was it. And then now there's no tour. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no tour with Brendan because that's done. And then that relationship's done. Mm-hmm. And then, there's no there's just nothing. There's no stand-up.
Right.
That's how we were eating. Mm-hmm. And so there's just nothing to do. And then we stayed through September, and then we bank a bunch of episodes. We're like, all right, well, let's bank 2 months?
We banked 2 months worth.
We banked 2 months worth of Spoil the Beans because we were like, all right, we figured out a plan. We'll do it like this, and we'll figure it out. Then we'll come stay with each other, and we'll keep filming, and just until we'll ride this thing out until it's done. That was the plan.
Right.
We move.
Yes, you go to Maine.
I go to Maine with my wife. She has an uncle in Maine, Wayne, Maine. That's a real place. That's where I was.
I go back to my parents' place.
He goes back to his parents' place. Now, 2 months go by. Mm-hmm. All right, we're still talking. We're still texting, calling each other. Occasionally. You know what I mean? Like just more. But nothing really. There's nothing really going on in the world. So I guess a little bit of sports talk here and there.
Right, but I remember like you were always on me about like we need more clips. We need more clips. We need more clips. And it's like this is how I felt about like our relationship with Spoil the Beans at that point. Because you towards the end you were always saying, man, I do all the work for this because you were doing the movie part.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was discounted on the fact that I edited all the episodes, I did all the clips. I was paying for all like the posters at that point because it's like because I was the only one like you were dried up because it was COVID.
We had ran out of money.
Yeah, and then I was lucky that My mom, in a fucking genius move, saw COVID coming and put me on her payroll so I could get unemployment off her company.
Smart.
Yeah. Some like on some like, what the? Did you do this? Did you cause COVID type shit? Like on some like, hey, you need to get on this payroll right now so you can get something.
Yeah.
And then California gave us a bunch of money on top of that, so I was able to pay for all that stuff. So I just felt like, damn, you say you're doing everything, but I feel like this is very 50-50.
Yeah. And you know, it's because, but I guess, from my point of view, it's like, but I mean, it's not though. I'm doing, but to spoil the beans, the reason also that we're not even doing that no more is just because when you're the person telling the movie, bro, it's so much.
It's a lot of work.
It's so much, bro. Mm-hmm. You're doing it twice a week. So I'm like, there's no other room in my brain. The only thing in my brain right now is Terminator 2. like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that was definitely, and for us to act like we should have knowing now, because now it's so funny how but at that time we just weren't mature enough to have the conversation like, hey, what are we really doing? What are we each of us actually doing here?
Right. Like, what are we putting into this? Because we're each putting in a lot of, because like each episode for Deric to tell the episode, so you gotta. Like, it takes however long to tell the episode, which could be anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours, which is crazy.
To 3 plus.
Yeah, to doing all the voices, all that stuff. But it takes another 3.5 to watch the movie, take the notes, cut out what he doesn't want to say. Like, it was a lot of work to actually do an episode.
Yeah. But so I'm looking at it from my side, you're looking at it from your side, and we never really talked about it.
No.
We never talked about it. So I'm just like kind of going, like I said, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, just do the clip, do that part. I'm doing this part, do that part.
Right.
And he's like, bro, I am doing all this part, but I'm doing all of this part. We didn't have a vow. He was doing everything. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at it like, but bro, I'm doing everything on the other side.
Right.
Which is not how a podcast should go. Like, that's not how the co-host should be. And you'd be surprised how that's literally every podcast relationship. Hey, it's all of them. It's everybody. All right?
Yeah.
But we were there. That's how and bro, you stopped doing the pod.
I stopped doing the pod.
He quit on the pod. And this is where we stopped being friends.
Yeah, so because the plan was I stay, we get an Airbnb, and we just record for a month, which sounded awful, if I'm being at the time, especially at the time, too.
It's during COVID. It's not like real, it's not now. It's during COVID. So it's like, well, we're just going to be locked in an Airbnb. That's all we're going to be doing.
And then the banking 2 months worth of episodes was very taxing.
Man, so you're doing an episode a day.
We're doing an episode a day for about a month. And then that was taxing. And then I was at home and I was like, oh, this is the first time I'm like kind of comfortable during COVID. I don't want to spend time in an Airbnb. Yeah. And at that point, like it took me a while to be like, COVID's bullshit. So I wasn't like, this is still going on.
Yeah.
I stay at your place for a month, come back to my elderly parents' house. The fuck? You know what I mean? Like I very much felt that like this just seems unnecessary and I didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And then, so we got completely stopped talking.
Yeah, because I'm hot. Mm-hmm. I'm like, because you got to say, you're like, oh man, I'm comfortable. I'm at my parents' house. It's like, that's not the situation I'm in.
No.
I'm staying at Sam's uncle's place. And we ain't got nowhere else. We got nowhere, like, is that? And then we went back to her parents' place. We had to stay with her fucking parents. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was it, bro. Like, so for me, it's like, yo, this is do or die, nigga. Like, I have no other option here.
Right.
I gotta keep going. I gotta do something.
Right.
I gotta keep going, or else I'm fucked. Like, I'm completely fucked. Mm-hmm. So, bro, you don't understand how mad I was. I mean, I'm sure you did, but I was hot at you, bro.
Nah, well, yeah, we didn't talk. I imagine, and I was hot at you. I was like, this is fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you immediately started doing Zoom episodes, and I was like, I would absolutely do a Zoom episode. But you didn't want to do that with me.
No, because I was like, but you gotta understand, like, I thought you bailed, bro. I thought, like, damn, this nigga abandoned the team. That's how I felt.
Yeah, I mean, I did kind of bail, but it was at the same time. It was like at the time, I think I made the right decision.
You 100% made the right call.
Yeah.
You, bro. Looking back, it's like it needed to happen for our friendship. Mm-hmm. It needed to happen for our fucking friendship, bro. You don't understand, my nigga. One night I was so mad about that shit, bro. And like everything else, it just felt like everything. This was before we went to Austin, so just everything felt like it was caving in for the first time. Bro, I cried real tears, bro.
Damn,
I never told you that.
No,
I was so fucking like just because it was just like no stand-up, now no podcast, no best friend. Like, this nigga's gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we ain't talking. And no light at the end of this. Like, it was the first time I was like, damn, bro, what the fuck am I gonna do? So I was like truly mad and like hurt, bro. Real talk.
And I was just doing my thing on TikTok.
And you were just fucking being a psychopath on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I was truly like, I was hurtful. Like, that sucked. That sucked. I was like real mad and like sad. The whole thing. I was just like, damn, bro. Like, and like, damn, I lost a best friend. I lost a nigga I talked to every day.
Right.
For at that point, what? 7, 8 years?
7 years. 7 years. At 7 years. We completely stopped talking. But I was in my mind, I was like, look, I gotta focus. At this point, like because I was like, it's do or die. I gotta focus on what's working for me.
Yeah.
And what was working for me at the time was TikTok. That was the only thing that was keeping me in the entertainment world.
Yeah.
At all.
How did you feel not talking to me? Was it crazy on your end? Because it was crazy on my end.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was crazier for you because you had like a living situation that was awful.
Yeah.
At least I was comfortable.
You were at home.
I was at home. And I had the whole downstairs to myself, which was bigger than our apartment in LA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wasn't paying rent. Like, I wasn't, like, no one was like, you had the pressure of, like, people being like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I never had that. Because my mom, the angel that she is, was still supportive of me. She was like, make sure you go on TikTok live every day. Because I had a huge TikTok at that point.
Yeah, because you were doing the hair thing.
The hair thing, and then I had videos going viral.
Yeah.
Left and right. One of my videos still goes viral. The whole cops should wear body cams. People still send me that. People still react to that.
Crazy.
Yeah. The cops should stream on Twitch. That's what it was. Yeah. People still. Yeah. So I had videos going viral, and then like, I had for a few days my live was the top 1% on TikTok for about a week. So my live, the tea time, the tea time was going crazy. So I was like, damn, it sucks that we're not talking anymore. But it's like I made the right move. I'm doing my thing. I had a sense of like, okay, I can navigate this.
Also,
I never felt that it was over. I was like, I can navigate this. I do remember I had one live in front of like 1,000 people where Fahim had just moved to Austin, and I was like, oh shit, I think I'm gonna move to Austin. And I had like a breakdown on camera. I was just like, I have to go to Austin.
Were we talking yet or no?
Yeah, I think we had just started talking.
Okay, because I was going to say, I didn't got it. When we weren't talking, bro, well, this is why I think it was good for our friendship. Like looking at it now, right? And like how we are now with each other. I think it was good because, my nigga, I felt like you said, you were like, oh, I needed it. I'm doing my own thing. I felt like it was the first time in your career that you maybe got to feel that way.
Yes.
Because everything, obviously not you, but I mean, I'm not looking at it that way because it's like, you helped me get into the store. You helped me get a bunch of stuff. But at that time, it was like, oh, bro, we were doing my sketches. And Spoil the Beans felt like my podcast because I'm the star of the show of Spoil the Beans.
You're the star of Spoil the Beans. I never had any like, oh, I should also be the star. I knew what it was. Like we got into being you the star, and then you had got me the thing with Brendan.
So like everything was something that you were kind of doing with me or for me.
I got from everything I had gotten I would say from 2017 to 2020, 3 years of my career, everything I was getting was because of you.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't doing anything on my own.
And I don't think that helped anything.
No, I did.
Like as far as like you eventually leave and spoil, you know what I'm saying? Like and like the way it ended, kind of. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like that's even what you were just saying. Like I was doing my own thing.
Right. It definitely gave me the confidence. For me, it gave me the confidence to be like, oh, I can do my own thing.
Yes,
I can do my own thing.
Because it's never like I was saying that you couldn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've always, and I feel like I always have been your biggest fan.
Yes.
And biggest like, yo, my nigga's the funniest guy. Put him on.
Right.
I'm always trying to put you on.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I like looking back, that's what I mean. Like, man, it probably was the best thing for our friendship that you had that.
Like, I had that confidence of like I could do it myself. Like, because I
just had the time without you. I think.
Right.
Of just like, all right, you don't have to like. I'd rather work with Ehsan, but life's still okay if you don't work with Ehsan.
Right.
But I did hit you up one. I don't know if you remember how we started talking.
I remember how we started talking. Jeff Scott died.
And I hit you up.
Yes, that's how I found out Jeff Scott died.
Yes.
That's how we started talking again.
Jeff Scott died, and I was like, literally like, bro, this is crazy not talking to my best friend.
Yeah. So Jeff Scott
Like, what, I'm going to think about this nigga the rest of my life and not talk to him? Like, I had that thought of, like, so I'm going to think about him the rest of my life, not talk to him. He could die tomorrow, and then what? Then I don't even care about this shit.
Right.
Or I could die tomorrow, and how would he feel?
Right.
Like, he would be like, what was I doing?
Right.
So I sent you that, I sent you a text, and then, bro, it was like, that was nice, that it was like we were right back.
Right. Yeah, immediately we started talking every day again.
Immediately.
Yeah, it was, so Jeff Scott was the piano player at the Comedy Store who was there for like 30 years. Just died one day, you know what I mean? And then, Deric texted me, and then we started talking again, and then you floated the idea. You're like, hey, let's move to Austin. Let's do it right. Uh-huh. I said no.
You said no at first?
I said no.
But you said you were going to come visit. You weren't like against it. You were like, I'm going to come visit.
Well, two things happened. One, that phone call happened, and then I got on a Discord call. So every Tuesday during the pandemic, we'd have game night. And Dylan Sullivan did it one day with us, and he told me I got to move to Austin. He told me and Lockwood, we got to move to Austin. So those two things happened at the same time. So I was like, I'll come visit. But I remember you'd call me because my original plan was to either see what because everyone left the store. So I was like, let me see how the store shakes out because there are open spots left now that these people.
But
are
it
gone.
just wasn't open.
Yeah, it just wasn't. Well, it wasn't open.
Yeah,
the spots were open, but the building wasn't. Or my plan was to stay at my parents' house, keep building what I was building there, and then spend months at a time in different places.
Till you go. So I remember you telling me that was your plan.
Yeah, that was, to me, that was plan A, LA was plan B, Austin was plan C.
Yeah.
And then I visited Austin. I stayed at your place.
We moved. Me and Sam, luckily Sam was like, yo, we got to move to Austin. Mm-hmm. And so, because Sam said it to me first. Sam was like, yo, we got to move to Austin. And I was like, I remember being like, oh yeah, we should. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, because people are getting up there. She's like, yeah, what the fuck are we waiting on? So immediately called Jeffrey. No, called Ehsan. Ehsan said no. Mm-hmm. Then called Jeffrey, and Jeffrey said yes.
Yes.
So that we were like, all right. So, and then a month went by, and we were in Austin.
Right.
All right. Then you came and visited, and then you moved so fast.
Immediately, the first night I was like, "Oh, I gotta move to Austin."
Yeah, you said literally the first night you started looking for places.
Yeah. First night I started looking for places because you could feel the energy. The energy in Austin is unreal. Was unreal at the time, and it's still unreal. Yeah. Felt like what the store was when we got there. Because when we got to the store, it was about to blow up with like Rogan and then Theo. We saw Theo's blow up.
We did.
We saw Theo's blow. We saw Theo as a guy going at the end of lineups who was really funny.
Yep.
And had some buzz for sure. To like, oh no, that's Theo Von.
And now he's 10 times more famous than that, which is crazy.
Yeah, which is crazy. We saw Theo's blow up. I saw Ali's blow up. Remember, I got there before the special.
Yep.
So it's like everyone was blowing up. Podcasts were blowing up. And that feeling was here when I got here, and I immediately felt it. And I was like, "Oh, I gotta move here."
Yeah, there was an energy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
There's an energy. So we get here, and we're locked back in. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still doing Spoil the Beans
with
Sam and Guess and now Ehsan is back on.
Yes, as a guest every once in a while.
Ehsan's back on as a guest every once in a while. But we agreed that, like, man, just for our friendship, because it's like, yo, let's just keep it like, because
mm-hmm.
it's better that we're like this. Let's just keep it like this. So that way, just the friendship is more important.
Right.
Kind of vibes.
Right.
That's kind of what I felt like the vibes were.
Right. And then I had to start. And then, so when we talk about jealousy now, this is when I started. Because remember, at the end of 2021, you said, "What's your best year?" And you were like, "This year." And I was like, 2019. I still was just like, because it felt like you were getting stuff, and I was in Austin. And I was like, "What the fuck am I doing here?"
Yeah.
I wasn't getting anything. You know what I mean? You were introduced to Schultz at that point, I believe. You know what I mean? Like there was stuff going on. You were on Kill Tony. You were on, you know what I mean? Like you were bubbling, and I felt like I was like, what am I doing?
In Austin, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that you were going through this.
I was like, what am I doing? I think we talked about it a little bit. You had to have a pep talk with me about manifesting because I was being so negative. I was just like, what am I here? It's not happening for me out here. Maybe LA was the right move. I had talked to Emily, the booker at the Comedy Store at the time. She's like, well, if you want to get past, you'd have to be here. So I was like, maybe that door's open for me, which I'm glad I didn't because I saw the first group of people that got passed, and I was like, oh, there's no way I was getting passed.
Yeah.
So I was like, but yeah. But it came back to, started, you had a pep talk with me about manifesting, and then I started, doing stuff like special report and small little things that, the breaking news and small little things that I was like, okay, this is what he was talking about. Just like, and then having the confidence to know, like, I can create a viral moment.
Yep.
That's very possible.
Yeah.
And it's the next one's around the corner.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Always. Mm-hmm. And so that's crazy that you went through that. Because you're right. You're right. When Austin, I started getting stuff before you did. I kind of forgot how that kind of went.
And you started getting big things.
Yeah, I started getting some cool shit.
Yeah.
And then the Schultz thing happened, and then everything really took off.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still fine. It was crazy how you were still killing it.
Yeah,
You're getting
yeah.
up nonstop. You're still doing your thing.
Yeah, I'm still. I mean, that's the key to like any young comic who's still listening. It's like if you're in a rut. And this is something that Tony Hinchcliffe told me when this is so crazy. So the guy who I filmed Breaking News at, he died. I filmed it in his apartment. He died, and I was like, damn, I gotta find a new studio. I gotta find
I
a like
remember this.
right. And then Tony Hinchcliffe was like, the only thing that matters is your next joke. It's the only thing. The rest will come. And he was absolutely right. Just focus on your next joke.
Yeah,
right?
the next
Your
joke.
next joke's got to be your better joke. You know?
Yep.
Your next best joke. That's what all it's about.
That's truly what this whole thing is.
Yeah. Ironically, I did film Breaking News in the room that he died in, like the week after.
That's so fucking...
I remember the air conditioner made a bang noise, and I scared the shit out of it.
That's so fucking twisted, you psycho.
Yeah, hey, whatever, got 1 million views. You know, I'm not gonna say millions of views. You know, like
I can't hate. So yeah, that happens.
It's called The Show Must Go On. It's not called The Show Must Stop because the producer died in the room you're filming it in. Is it?
That's crazy. That's like truly kind of weird.
That's very twisted. Yeah, but well, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Solid Show.
Yeah.
So life's going good.
Mm-hmm.
He starts getting shit. The breaking news start going crazy. We start a show together.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, all right. You know what's crazy is it's funny how we got back. I'm glad we're at this point too, because we were like, oh, bro, it's crazy if we don't have. We need we need some money.
Yeah, we need money.
I was like, we need a steady stream of income that we just know is going to come in, and we need to be doing like a show together, like a stand-up show. And so we started the Solid Comedy Show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we start the Solid Comedy Show, and me and him are barking in Austin.
Yeah,
We're out on the streets,
passing out tickets
for hours and hours and hours, bro. Ourselves, and our show was packed every time.
Right,
every single bro. We had people at that bitch every time.
Mm-hmm.
So. I'm proud of that. We put like work into that show, but we liked it because it's like, oh man, we just want people leaving going, bro, that was a solid ass show.
Right.
Like, damn, that was like a good time, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I enjoyed that. You know, that's the vibe we always want from me and Ehsan. We just want to leave people with a good time. And we did fun things.
Right.
We did a lot of fun things on that.
Yeah. We would host the show together. The November 5th show, we came out in the Guy Fawkes mask.
Is V for Vendetta?
As V for Vendetta.
As remember the 5th of November?
Yeah.
The gunpowder trees in that plot?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, we had my girlfriend at the time made a mix for us. Remember we came into
it?
Yeah.
You were booed up at the time.
I was booed up at the time. Yeah.
So life's going good now. We're both we have our own the Solid Show's going good.
Mm.
People are doing it. The club, the Mothership is close to done.
Yes.
The rumors are swirling.
We're taking tours of the empty Mothership.
We're taking tours of the empty Mothership. Like it's like, oh man, this is like a thing now. This is really gonna happen. It's been 3 years. We got bro. 3 years have gone by.
Right.
We've become like so much time. So many things have happened. Mm-hmm. So now the Mothership is opening, and then Ehsan.
So at the beginning of 2021, when I first moved here, so the club doesn't open until 2023. The beginning of 2021, I reached out to the general manager Curtis, and I was like, "Hey, if you need help with social media, this is what I can do." And I showed him I was a director of a campaign, and our first video went viral. That I did for him went viral, and then I stopped believing the campaign. So he's probably
you found out politics were fake.
Yeah, he's probably gonna win. So good luck, Rishi Kumar. Hope you win your seat. The TikTok stuff with my face I had 40,000 people watch me shave live.
Yep, that was crazy.
Yeah. Then breaking news started going viral. I had the special report thing, so I was like, hey, I kind of know what I'm doing here. And then the club's about to open, and he hits me up with, hey, do you want to be the social media director for the club? And that's how I end. So I run. Yes? Yeah, I say yes immediately.
And then the club opens what day?
March 7th.
When do you get a text?
I get like a month before, February 7th.
No, when do you get a text from the big dog?
Between February and March, there was a weekend where Tony had just started going back on the road. I think one of his first road dates since his whole episode.
Yeah.
Which we were there. We were in the room for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Pang Dang thing? Yeah, we were in the room for that.
We were in the room for that.
Yeah, and fuck Pang Dang. Bro.
Yeah, that was.
I was in the room. That's not how. Yeah, how it was edited was not. Yeah, if you're in the room, that's not what happened.
No.
He was doing fucking shitty comedy. Tony made fun of it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. And everyone was dying.
Yes.
Everyone was dying.
Yes. And I remember I turned to you and I was like, man, I hope no one was filming that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I said that. and then
I literally.
Then Chinese state media
Yeah,
dropped
I
the
was
clip. And
on
like,
that show.
Yeah, you
that's
were
how
on that show.
I went up like 2 after Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Like that's how. Great set, by the way. Great night. I also said chink a bunch. Like, that's how you know that was all bullshit.
But yeah, so it was one of his first weekends. Brian Simpson had
Brian had moved. Brian Simpson had moved. Sam had moved. Jeffrey Berner moved. Again, everyone from San Diego now lives in Austin besides Matt Lockwood, who's a dumb fat idiot.
Yeah.
But he needs to move soon. Hope we're trying to fucking still convince him.
Right.
But all of my boys who fucking were all of them, now we all in Austin, bro.
Right.
So that's crazy. And the club opens up when you get the text.
Right. I get a text one day. I get a DM on Instagram from Joe, who I've had a relationship with this entire time.
Because we parked his car.
We parked his car.
So we've had a relationship with Joe. I've opened for Joe before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
but this is for a sign. You had never opened for him at this time.
I'd never opened for him at this
I
time.
had opened for him a couple times.
I just get a text like, hey, do you want to do a spot on my show? Or do you want to open my show? Something like that. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And everyone was out of town that day. And, I was just... And I'd been around Austin, and I think I was doing well in Austin at that point, too. I had gotten over, like, the not doing well my first year.
Yeah.
And I was, like, doing well. Yeah, and I got the thing. And then, my first set, thankfully, I killed it.
Yeah.
And then, then I started opening for him at Creek. Whenever he had shows at Creek, I would open.
Yeah.
And then, but that only lasted for a month because then the club opened.
Yes.
And then it's been us.
Because you were getting all this, I would, but the moment is great because our careers are always like this. So he's opening for Joe now.
Yeah.
I'm not, and I'm so happy. This is what's nice though. This is what I'm saying. This is like full circle, bro. Compared to when he first got the Comedy Store thing, right? Because now he's opening for Joe like every time. Where it's like, yo, he's opening for Joe, and I'm so not because I had the Schultz thing going on. It's funny how you get older and you grow up in life, bro.
Right.
Like. I got my own things going on. It was truly like, damn, I'm so happy for this nigga.
Right.
Like, no intentions of being like, man, I hope I'm opening for Joe.
Right.
Like, not just like, man, oh my God, I'm opening for shows. My niggas opening for Joe. Brian Simpson, our other best friends, like, about to be like Netflix stuff is killing it. Like, this is crazy. Then the club opens day 1.
Right.
Day 2, I get a text.
Yeah.
Yo, Deric, you want to open the show?
Week 2.
No, I got to show.
You got to show the second week. That's when it started. Because remember, the first week was like Hans and David Lucas.
You're right.
Yeah.
I came second week.
Yeah.
That's
Second
when I got a text from Joe. It was like, hey, you want to open the show? Out of nowhere. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I opened the show. And then the next day, Ehsan opened the show.
Yeah.
And then I opened the show again. And cut to, here we are.
We've been going back and forth.
7 months later.
Yeah. Oh,
and me and Ehsan open for Joe Rogan now.
Right.
We go back and forth opening for Joe Rogan. He does one day, I did it. Like, I did yesterday. Today is a Thursday. We're filming. Tonight we're going to be at the Mothership.
Yeah, so if I were to guess, I would be on it tonight.
Now, we don't ever know. Yeah, we show. I mean, it's fine. We show up and we hope for the best. And thank God that the big dog fucks with us.
Yeah.
And likes our comedy. That's just, also, that's what you want, bro.
Yeah.
You want your OGs to like your comedy.
Yes.
That's the biggest compliment. It's better than money, bro. Like, your OGs actually fucking with your stand-up.
Yeah. Like, they like your jokes. That's huge.
That's huge. That's all that. I can give a fuck about anything else.
Your peers liking you is like...
Yeah, bro.
Is important.
And when people say that they don't care, bro, they're fucking lying, or they're not good at the thing.
Right.
They're either lying, straight up lying, or they're bad. And of course, you don't care what your peers think because you suck. They never say anything good to you ever.
Right.
But yeah, you're normal. Because if they say they don't like, it's like, oh, bro, they go home and they're so sad and they're so angry at every other comic because they don't have friends.
Right.
And they're lying. They say things like, oh, I don't have, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. But it was dope that, like, just crazy that we ended up in the same place.
Yeah.
Ended up still together, still working together. We both open for Joe Rogan now.
Yeah, and now we
still best friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy. And so and like getting on. Then Kill Tony has now had us on twice
together.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was our second time being on together.
Right. And that's kind of how this podcast started, because we were like, we should start a podcast together.
We should start a show together again. Like, yo, we're mature enough now.
Yeah.
We can handle money.
And we don't live together. That's huge.
We don't live together.
Yeah.
And it's also like, yo, do we want this podcast to blow up? Of course. If it doesn't, I don't care. I like hanging out with my boy.
Right.
I'm already having fun. Just this.
Right.
This isn't, by the way, this is not what this podcast is gonna be.
Yeah. We do. The end goal of this is to be more of a variety show where a lot of us, especially at the beginning, while we're getting it going, is gonna be us talking. But we do have some really fun things planned for you. But this first episode was just us talking about how we were going through everything. And
look, isn't that crazy? Just life's so funny. literally just got a text, both of us, asking if we wanted to do Danny Brown's podcast. Guys, what you put into the fucking universe, it comes right back. It comes right back, bro.
That's both of us?
Yeah. Literally just now. And we're leaving that in. But yeah, that's the Solid Show.
Yeah.
Will not be me and Ehsan talking about all our feelings and our whole friendship. But it would be funny if we did that every time.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of, I think we should do that. Every single episode should be that.
Yeah. But so we're thinking about starting a podcast. This is how this first episode came to be. We're thinking about starting a podcast.
We're like, yo, we need to do something. And there's only one person I want to do anything with. There's only one person I want to work with every day.
If you're a big Spoil the Beans fan, you know that our chemistry is fire.
Is this?
Yeah.
Is we're willing to sit here and talk about our feels and all this and be gay.
Yeah. And then so we were like, let's look for a producer. Let's that's how we found Val. And let's find let's do a thing. Tony hits us up to do Kill Tony, and we're like, well, fuck. I guess we got to promote this podcast.
Because we still weren't sure, like, how are we going to do it, when we're going to start it.
We didn't even come up with, like, Trey told us we should do the Solid Show. That's what we should call it. We were thinking about it. And then Tony was like, you're on Kill Tony
You're on Kill Tony tonight,
and we're
guys.
like, we're promoting the Solid Show.
Yep, we got to be able, like, what better, it's the biggest podcast in the world right now.
Yeah.
We should probably promote on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, we're getting things like this, like, where you're just like, all right, we're getting fun things. My boy did JRE.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Great.
And imagine it, like, it's like, oh yeah, we should probably have something to promote.
Yeah.
We were like, yo, but we're at that level. And there's nobody, my nigga, there's nobody I'd rather fucking do anything with. I'll die with this motherfucker right here, bro.
This is
my brother.
Real deal brotherhood right there.
Bro.
It's fucking crazy, dude. Crazy.
My
Best
nigga.
man at the wedding.
Best man at your wedding, whenever you get married, I already know.
Hopefully soon-ish.
Yeah.
Soon-ish.
Yeah, that's crazy. You're single.
Soon-ish. Yeah, I'm far away. Hopefully
You're so
soon-ish.
like you're so many steps before.
Yeah. Well, we could arrange something.
Yo, which might be a fun episode we do one day.
Yeah, we did talk about that as an episode, just arranging my marriage for like a month.
I would love to do that. I would love to do that. But that is what the Solid Show will be, guys. That is what we are here to say. That the reason we started this is that we're going to do fun things, fun games. It'll also be us talking. Some days it'll be like Bad Friends. Some days it might be like a fucking JRE. Some days it might be like a fucking Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy Fallon. Like, some days it might be
we're
like
going on Epstein's Island.
yeah, we might go to Epstein's Island. I mean, I really would love that.
Yeah.
But it might be like a Kai's in that stream. We might do fun things. Like, it'll be a variety show, bro. The things we plan on doing are going to be fun and different. And sometimes not fun. Sometimes normal shit.
And some days we'll have a Spoil the Beans episode.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, we'll do a lot of. I mean, we plan on doing a lot of everything.
Yeah, so just know that we have that planned as well. Like, just the fact that we didn't, when we thought about bringing it back, we talked about bringing Spoil the Beans back, but the amount of work it takes, we just don't have the time like that anymore to do that consistently.
And it's such a limiting.
And
it's just movies, and it's like I love movies. It's my y'all know that's my favorite thing. I love movies, bro. That's my favorite thing on earth. But I'd rather we be able to do what we want. If like today we got to do this, I like that. Next week, next episode, who knows what we'll do?
Right.
We know what knows what we'll do. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. I like the idea of a little bit more freedom.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. Just to keep it open and let us be creative, and then the ideas we have planned. We weren't kidding about the arranged marriage thing. I do want to bring that up again.
No, but
we have some other ideas that we have.
And we plan to eventually have fun guests and big guests, famous guests, and not famous guests. Like it's not gonna be. We don't plan on this being anything that we're gonna do for clout or clicks. I mean, obviously, some episodes, if we can, we'll do something for a clout episode. But like, that's not what this is gonna be.
No, it's about us having fun.
Us having fun, but we're gonna have a good ass time. And if you want to have a good ass time, bro, like, tune in and have fun with us.
Yeah, it'll be dope.
It'll be fucking dope.
It'll be dope.
I love you, my nigga.
I love you too, dog.
To the beginning of something great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What a solid beginning.
Yo, what a solid ending. You know what I'm saying? We're gay. Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.